Howdy. So, today I'm just going to do something quick. I just want to show off what I did with the algae stuff. It should be right over there. Over there? Wrong button. Yeah, I just want to show what I've got set up here. So, sorry it's going to be short. Sorry I haven't done anything this week. I've been real busy. And just haven't had any time to sit down at the computer. So, I will get right to it. So, over here we have the algae research table. And this is actually a really cool mod. It does add a lot of things. I'll probably go through some of it a little bit, just kind of a quick synopsis. But with this table here, you've got a couple of access points where you can access the inventory. It does not have a hookup to the conveyor system. And in here, it is a production block. You can create algae from samples and from ice. So this mod does add alien ice. You can see that here. That's something you're able to get from the alien planet in the lakes. You have to mine that up, and this just takes ice and organics. So it does work pretty well. It does have a little bit of inventory space, but it's a great way to get started with your algae production. Oh, it has a few more than I thought it did. I didn't notice this here before. Okay. So yeah, there's a few more access points than I thought there were. Quite a few more. Wow. They really made sure you'd have good access to this thing. Well, the trays even. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty good. I do like this block. It's got a nice look to it. It's a really nice looking model. With a lot of detail. And a lot of attention to detail. So I just moved this couch forward like I was talking about doing and added a desk behind it for semi-completeness to make it look like you're actually researching something. Let's see. After that, there are a few more blocks in the G menu. And why don't we just go through that real quick. Those are in here under the LifeTech Algae Tech. So right here you have an algae farm. Oh, my girlfriend's talking to me. 1 second. So in this G menu, you've got the algae farm, which does pretty much what you'd think it does by the name. It grows algae. It works just like the other farms that we have out in the greenhouse, and you can just reproduce algae with it. I do believe it takes sample algae to get it started, and then ice and organics to actually grow more algae. And it can give you a larger algae package as well. You have the biolab, which we were just looking at, and that allows you to get started with your first samples of algae. You have the water filter, which I have not found a use for yet because I don't get dirty water. But that might have a use later on down the road that I'm not aware of. But it does what you'd think it would do. It filters water. The composter, which allows you to compost the algae that you cultivated into more organics. So it allows you to actually farm the organics and increase the organics without the need to go and mine and tear up your terrain to get more organic matter. So we're going to see this 3 of these blocks. I do not have a water filter set up, and I don't think I will have a water filter set up. So for now, I may find a need later on, but I don't think I will. The algae farm, the biolaboratory, and the composter are here. We're going to look at all 3 of those and kind of do a little explanation of how they work. For that, I do believe I have those set up on a bar here. Yes. Let's see, if we look at the Algae Farm, you can see it pretty well. We'll pull it in here real quick. It's got a really nice model to it. It's got all these nice tubes running through here that the algae grows in. You can see the detail on the base there even, which we're not going to really be able to see when we go look at the one that's set up. That's why I wanted to kind of look at it here like this. And it does have one access port on the bottom so that you're able to hook it up to a conveyor system. Sorry, I don't know if that's an access port or not. We can look. That is just a conveyor port, and the inventory access is all around the outside. It's actually kind of hard to click on because I don't know if you can see this here, but the inventory access bounding box is inside of the model itself. So you actually have to try and hit inside between those tubes to be able to open the inventory, which can get difficult at times. Alright, and then we're going to look at the... Well, we already looked at the research table. Let me turn this off. I should have looked at this before. This actually has a whole lot of access areas. It does not have any conveyor ports on it. It's just a standalone block. I'll turn that off here real quick. But it does have some really nice details to it. As you can see there, it's got the warning stickers all around it. Danger, compost waste. I mean, it's got all the details in it that you would expect. A lot of real nice detail there. You can even see the little plants growing on the research table. I thought that was a really nice touch. You can even see the mushrooms growing inside the shelf there. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of detail in this, and it's a lot of time and care went into making these models, and it's worth appreciating. All right, and then we have the water filter, and this model has a lot of nice details to it. Things you should really never see, but are just detailed out so beautifully. Being an engineer and a designer in the automotive field, I have one minor critique. Very minor, very nitpicky, and probably not appreciated by most, but I'm going to say it anyways. These bolts are wrong. Either those bolts bolt into each other and run into each other there, going in at an angle, or the bolts should be going in at directly at each other and make it a bolt and nut. I understand what they were going for here, but bolts bug me. Just saying. It does have access to go onto the conveyor system on both ends. And it's rather nice because you'd want to be able to filter it and pass things through it. I don't know how well this block works because, as I said, I have not found a use for it yet. But I still appreciate the level of detail and just how awesome the modeling job is. And you can see this does have inventory access on both of those because they're interactive large conveyor ports, so you have inventory access to be able to get in there and actually grab the inventory, and you've got access to the conveyor port, or as a conveyor port, and then a couple of control panels there. Now let's look at the composter, and we'll turn this off again. Scroll this in. And a theme for all of these is really cool models. They really did a nice job on the models. So you can see this is the composter here. those bolts are going at an angle, but it works with this design because they are not running into each other. None of these bolts are running into another bolt. So this one doesn't bug me when it comes to that. You can see it's got this slide up garbage bin here. And it's got what looks like there's supposed to be status screens there. Right here and here. But they might be vents. I'm not sure. It's got a nice little pressure dial right above the control access. And it does have a conveyor port at the bottom. Turn this on again. It's interactive, so you can recess this into a wall and just use it standalone as it would look like a conveyor port access. I don't know why you'd want to hide all the model's details, but you could. And it might have something to do with airtightness only being on one side. So you could put this into a room, an airtight room this way, and use it as part of the wall, and still have the functionality of the block as a standalone unit, which you kind of will want this to be a standalone unit. You're either going to want to pair this block with a button to turn it on and off, or go into the control panel every time you want it to function and turn it on and off as needed. It will by default grab every bit of algae from your inventory and convert it into biomass, just organic material, which might be fine when you're on Earth-like and you haven't gotten any of the red algae yet, but I would hate to see all of my red algae just disappear in the blink of an eye and then have to go to the alien planet to be able to get more. So you're always going to want to take this and have it with its own on-off switch, so you don't have to worry about it destroying all your algae for you. But it is a beautiful design. There's lots of detail in here. Looking at it this way does not quite do it justice because it's so gritty, but you can actually see the air vents, what looks like an air filter on the side, bolt head details, and it just looks really cool. I really love the blocks in this particular mod. Props to the author. The LifeQuest or LifeTech mods are generally pretty good, though I haven't used them all, to be honest. And I don't remember the mod author's name. My apologies. But yeah, that's where this one is. So we've seen this one here, and it does have lots of different places to access the inventory. I do like to keep some algae in this because it's not hooked to an inventory. That way the composter cannot destroy it all if I forget to turn it off. So we're going to go out to the greenhouse. I don't know why, but I'm lagging a bit. I think I'm going to have to restart my PC here. I don't see any red specks on the radar there, so hopefully we're not going to get bombarded. Oh good, it actually has its temperature now. So you can see I took out one of the vegetable trays and put this in. This yeah, you can see I have to reach in. If I'm clicking on the bars, I have to get between these bars to be able to access the inventory, which isn't so bad when you're standing right next to it like this. But when you're a little bit away, it can actually get rather annoying sometimes because you just kind of pass right over it as your mouse is moving. But in here, it's got its inventory, it's got its production block. You can make more sample algae, and you can use the sample algae to make an algae container. The algae containers are used to be able to create solar panel, or sorry, not solar panel, oxygen generators and hydrogen generators. Red is used for hydrogen, green is used for oxygen. Those are also in the G menu. I have not built any of them here, so sadly I can't show you what I'm built, but we will pull those up and look at those too. And over here's the composter. And if you turn this on and go back to the inventory, it'll just start grabbing samples. So we're going to turn that off because we don't want it to grab all the samples, and it will just turn it into organic. So you are going to want to pair that with a button. Honestly, if the mod author could, it would be awesome if you could put a power button on it, but I don't think that's possible. I'd love to be proven wrong, though. So, yeah, we'll go back out here and we'll go stand in the parking area, and we'll go through the hydrogen generator and the oxygen generator. We'll pull out those models and look at them so you can see what those look like. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Turn those off. Alright, so let's see if I can find this. Huh. I don't have the... Are they in the progression? Ah, there they are. I have to build... Alright, one moment. While I go unlock them. I did not realize that the mod author put them into progression, so I need to go grind this down a little bit and rebuild it. And let's do this so that goes away. No more overlays. And what happened was the build and repair unit actually built that for me. So, so I didn't get the credit for building it. That's one of the problems with using Bob. He finishes builds for you, so you don't get the progression unlocking. Alright, and it looks like it's almost nighttime, so I think I'm going to go sleep so we have some daylight. Don't know why I did that. Awesome. We're sleeping. Wait for daylight. Alright. Now we are going to go outside, and I will put the oxygen and hydrogen generators onto my bar and see what those look like. G. Now you can see them unlocked in the G menu. You got the hydrogen farm and the algae-based oxygen farm. So we'll put both of these onto the menu here. Alright, so this is the oxygen farm. And we'll just pull that in real close. Now, it's got these really nice models to it again. And 1 minute, I will be right back. Alright. So yes, this is the algae farm. And again, you can see the really nice model here. It's got the same tubes going through. You can see the algae in those tubes. It's got a lot of detail to the model here. You can see the stickers on there. All the rivets and bolts. It's got so much beautiful detail. And let's pull that back in. Yeah, I really love the detail on these mods. Really gotta give them props for that. So yeah, it has a port access on both sides. I do not know if this works in the sun or if this works on its own without the sun. I couldn't tell you. I have not used it. I assume it needs the sun. It needs to be in the sun to work. But as you kind of saw there, it has the small grid version as well. Well, which pipes right in, and you can see the amount of detail on this model as well is just phenomenal. You've got vents, you've got accesses. Let's go one more. So you can see this one. You don't have access to it. You just have conveyor ports. It's an oxygen generator. It shouldn't have conveyor access to it, or it shouldn't have inventory access. But it does have really nice modeling here. It looks really pretty, for lack of a better word. And the hydrogen farm, if it'll load, there we go. You can see that that's got just as pretty a modeling. It doesn't have the tubes. It has kind of a bed of algae in it, which I thought was kind of a neat detail, that the algae is different in the way it's used. It has the same kind of extra detail to it, and it is a much larger model than the other one. So I'm not sure how well it's going to work for us. And I do believe the hydrogen farm is in here as well. Yeah, so the large grid hydrogen farm, it's really large, which makes sense because farming hydrogen should take more. It has large conveyor ports on 3 spaces, so you've got them see they're opposing here. You've got control panel access, you've got one extra one coming out the side, and it's a very large model. The amount of detail is amazing, but it's really hard to really show without going into creative and actually placing it down. So I'm going to do my best here to try and show it, because I am in a survival world. But you can see the amount of detail that went into this. It's really nice, very well done, very good to look at, and it could help with the aesthetic of a build just to place this in there. Again, it's got all the stickers on it, all the cautions. It's a really nice model. Even down to, you can see tubes going between the beds of algae in here. It's I really appreciate the amount of detail. So, anyways, that is the algae mod. I am not placing any of these algae-based oxygen or hydrogen farms right at the moment. I said that I was going to do this off camera. I did do this during the week, but this is really all I've had time to do is to set this up. So I wanted to give at least a short video saying what I could about the algae mod, because LifeTech has done an awesome job with it, and those of you who are watching what I'm posting on Twitch and YouTube deserve at least something if you're going to subscribe to me. So here we go. So if you've made it this far, I would I'd like to, what the heck? I'd like to thank you for joining me, and I will catch you all in the next video, which should be far sooner than a week away. Tomorrow's my last day of work for the week, and next week I actually am having vacation all week. So I will be streaming on Twitch, editing those, and posting them to YouTube again. So hopefully we'll get back to that ship, get that ship a little farther along. I don't think we'll get it done, but if we can get it farther along, I'll be happy. And yeah, that's it's just been a busy week with work and kids. I got 3 kids, and they take time. Not complaining, but I got to spend time with them. So, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.